And then last but not least, we hit the Deuterostomes. Now, Deuterostomes are divided into two groups, the Echinoderms and the Chordates. The Deuterostomes have a lot of radial cleavage, so they don't have bilateral symmetry. Echinoderms are going to have radial symmetry. I'm sorry, by Deuterostomes, I meant Echinoderms. They have radial symmetry with an internal hard skeleton and no true head. You know, your starfish. Echinoderms use hydraulic power. You've seen them hold on to things, right? You've seen them on the side of fish tanks. They hold on by pumping water through their feet. So they can pump water in or push water out. So they create these tiny suctions. Each of those, their tiny feet has the suction that they can use to hold on to something or manipulate objects. They use this in order to open up bivalves. So they grab onto both sides, they suction on, and then they rip using their muscles. Now, they don't have to open it too much, because what they're going to then do is flip their stomach inside out and put it inside of that shell. So the starfish doesn't go into the shell. They just put their stomach in there. That cleans out the shell. Then they pull their stomach back in, and that leaves an empty shell behind. One reason that you find seashells that still are together. Sometimes a starfish can entirely regrow itself from one arm. Most of the vital organs are stored in that central sphere, like the center of it. As long as you can get enough of those vital organs, when you cut a starfish in half, you can regenerate into two starfish. Now, this started causing an issue because oyster fishers, whenever they would find a starfish eating the oysters, what'd they do? They pulled it up and they're like, I have to kill it. How'd they kill it? They cut it in half and they threw it back in the water. What happened? Regrew. Now you got two starfish. They did this over and over, and they're sitting there. They're like, I can't figure it out. Why are these starfish, why are there so many? We keep killing them, and they keep growing back. Every year, more and more and more starfish because of that habit. Now they've learned, so they don't do that anymore. You got your brittle stars. The brittle stars have a central brittle, central disc and really, really long, spindly arms. I only bring these guys up because they move in a super cool way. They have these super long arms, super tiny body. They'll bring their arms in and roll down hills. Literally, you remember rolling down hills when you were younger to get from point A to point B, or like yesterday, whatever? That's what they do. They curl into a ball and roll away. And sand dollars. In case you've never seen a sand dollar alive, here's what they look like. They look like little fuzzy things, little purple fuzzy sand dollars. The sand dollar itself is a skeleton. When you buy from the shops and everything. Those little hairs are cilia. And anytime it catches microorganisms or it catches plankton coming by, the cilia grab them and start pushing them down toward the central mouth. So that sort of is a big disc for catching food. They stick about halfway out of the sand. So they're a circle, half of them are buried in the sand, half are sticking out, and they let the waves pass over them. The crinoids, somebody had the crinoid when they were doing the fossil work. They're really hard to see, right? Yeah, so there we go. Here's what the crinoids look like now. Big, feathery stalks. So many people, they mistake them for plants. But they're not plants. They move, they roll, they swim. Usually they're attached to rocks and coral, but they can move if they need to. And then the sea cucumber. The sea cucumber has one of the most unique defense systems in the world. Literally, they will violently contract the muscles in their body to expel internal organs out of their anus. That is meant to distract predators. So pretty much, they're coming along, something attacks them, and they shoot part of their intestinal tract out of their anus for the predator to eat. Now, honestly, if you were a predator, that kind of makes sense. Think about it from our perspective, right? You're in an alleyway. You're getting mugged. Some guy comes up to mug you. Your intestines start spilling out of your anus, and you throw it at him. That guy is not going to mess with you. They regrow. It regrows.